Hey everybody, how y'all doing? That's the 80 over motor. The 80 over motor almost took me out of commission. I got a bag of snow right there. I had to readjust it so that the cam hole would clear the engine stand, so I could drive the cam bearings in. Well, I had it up on, I got it off the engine stand, readjusted it, and that cart jacks up right there. And I went to take it off the cart and put it back on the stand, and then I don't know what happened, but next thing I know, it went down my knee and my leg and landed on the pipe for the head of the engine stand, and luckily missed my feet. My knee's probably going to be black for a while. Sitting here throbbing. Well, got plenty of ice out here. Filled up the bag and sat here. I've iced it a couple of times. I can actually bend it. It hurts, but it's going to hurt. Just dropped a 200-pound block down my leg, so yeah. That's how my day's going. How's yours going? So yeah, I'm going to start working on the 80 over because the little 355 here, being those rods are so new and never been used, they're really stuck together. And see, the aftermarket rods don't have the little tang edge where you can tap it with a hammer like the stock rods. So I've got a rod separator, a rod cap popper thingamajig coming. So but in the meantime, instead of sitting around and doing nothing, I start on that 80 over, and then the 80 over almost took me out this morning. Not what I was planning on, but anyway, I'm getting ready to put the cam bearings in that one, so then we're going to get the crank set and see how far we can get with the pistons, because those rods are nice and loose and I can put it together like it's supposed to. So then we get one more thing out of my way here. Where is it? Right there. Get that out of my way. So a little discouraged with myself because, man, I used to toss this stuff around like it was nothing, and I really don't know what happened. I know my right hand held, and it's like my left hand down my leg it went. Luckily. So one of my buddies said, "Why aren't you using the cherry picker?" Well, I've been using the cherry picker. I don't know what's going on. It's just like my sense of balance here lately. If you can see my legs, I've bumped into cranks and blocks and stands. I'm running into things that normally I wouldn't. So, and I was having troubles with the cherry picker, tripping over that. It's just like my legs aren't doing what they're supposed to do. So I don't know. So I thought, well, got my cart free because it's got 327 shipped off. That's gone. And I thought, well, I'll just go from the cart back to the engine stand, and I don't know what happened. All I know is it went down my leg. So anyway, set up and we'll knock the cam bearings into that thing and go from there. Okay, I'm getting ready to put the back cam bearing in, as you can see. I already got it on the tool. And this is what I do. I line the holes with that, because then I know when it's straight up like that, it's 12 o'clock. So if you take and turn it there, that's 3 o'clock. And you turn that next groove, and that's where I see how I line that up with the, it's in line with the cylinder here, kind of close. It's right there. And so then I got that lined up. Yeah, let me move you guys over so I can. I've got the cone in place. I hold the cone, hold the driver, and Excuse me. And I forgot a flashlight, and I really don't want to stand up right now, so I'll bring one in this way. Should have just thrown it on the floor, save time. This engine, a little different engine stand than what I'm normally using, so yep, I got it, first try. I look down in there and see, I can see both sides of the groove, because there's a full groove around the cam bearings. That's what you watch for. So, oh, come on. I put the first and fifth one in at 4 o'clock when the block's upside down. And I got the cam bearings verified already, because they're not all the same size. They go in certain spots. So come down here, carefully do that again, line it up with a groove. I'll do this in real time to show you guys. Okay, there's noon, 9, 7. That one can go just a hair more, because I could see it's not all the way through. So that was close. There and there. Okay. The front one's always a tough one. That's why I had to readjust this engine stand so I could get lined up. I will not line up with the cam bearing holes up with the mains, because I've got certain feelings about doing that. You really don't want to go too far and then have to drive it back. It can be done, but I don't like doing that. We're good. And I know some of you are probably going, well, the front cam bearing's got 2 holes. How do you decide? You just pick one, and the other hole falls wherever it falls. Okay. Yep, I can see already. Didn't go far enough. There and there. So now, ouch! Now I gotta roll this block one way or another. There's that. I'll show you guys here. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay. So now what I got to do is carefully take and put that through. Put the end back on the cam bearing driver. One bearing. Okay. Find a spot. There the bearing is. Put that there. Hold the cone. Remember to grab the hammer instead of leaving it clear over here. Ouch! And hold the cone so it drives it in square. Need a little light down there. That out. Got it. First try on that one. So there you go. That's real time of driving cam bearings in. And the cam I want to test fit is going to stay, so I'm not going to go in and out with that a bunch. I want to get that wiped down, cleaned, lubed, and we're going to put it in the stay. I decided with this motor we're not going to put the original cam back in it that was in it, because after looking at it closer, here it is. After looking at it closer, oh, ouch. This lobe here is worn straight across. I mean, it would run, but it's starting to flatten out. When you got a flat tap of cam, it's kind of ground at an angle, so it makes the lifters spin. And so I got that new one out of the 327 that we broke that 327 in with. I'm going to put that in this block, but I got it clean. I'm going to wipe it down, and then we're going to oil it and slide it in the block and leave it, because that's what the 80 over is going to get. I would do that cam, but if this motor runs good, I really don't want to pull it apart to put a different cam in it, which could be done, but that's a lot of extra work. So anyway, I'll get that wiped down and ready to install, and we'll do that. Here's our cam. I've already set the main bearings in, rear seal. Now I'm getting ready to do the cam here. And after you drive your cam bearings in, don't forget to blow out, because you do get some shavings from driving the cam bearings in. So, and I'm using a cam lube. Use a good quality one. And this is the first time the cam went in, so I haven't checked it, so our cat, Tomcat outside's in heat. Imagine that. Fit nice so far. Fitting really good. So we're doing good driving these bearings in again. Okay. And there we go. Nice and smooth. Good, 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 good. All right. All righty. Yeah. So, well, I got the camera rolling. Let's just go ahead. My bearing guard. An old rag here. Slop a little on the floor. Wipe off the top of my bottle here. Okay. Yeah, I know usually I do my white lithium grease, but sometimes I change it up. I really don't plan on this one sitting around long, so alrighty. Crank's been wiped down, blowed down, carb cleaned, so it should be oh yeah, there we go. Okay, well, I'll get the main caps and we'll start putting those on. Okay, I got half the pistons in, and I was going to explain something, why I'm not working on that motor right now. I want to show you the difference between factory and aftermarket, if my tooth lets me. On the factory, your rod's got a little area right there you can tap on and get the caps off. These new Eagle rods that have never been used, I've tried tapping there. I'm surprised I got the first one in, but they don't have them. So I actually bought the tool, and it should be here hopefully tomorrow. That goes in there and will separate you. It says in the instructions to loosen the lug nuts, and then or lug nuts. Jeez, yeah, it's getting late. It's dark outside. Loosen the nuts, and then you can pop that apart, and then you can take the caps off. So I told the person I'm not going to hit on those and that, and I tried several things and not going to do that. So anyway, let me grab the stand. I'll show you guys what I do here. Let me just restart here. Okay, now we're on the 80 overs. Verify they got the correct rod and make sure they're facing like they're supposed to. And put the rod bearing in. You guys can't see, can you? Using a brass hammer. Yeah, sometimes you got to. So then I take my new accessories, which is working out really nice. Because these not only guide the rod, but hold the bearing, so when you smack on the piston to drive it in, it doesn't let your bearing fall out. And yes, I know you can use a rubber hose, the little boots, whatever. What I'm finding out is those rubber boots are okay, but they're not thick enough. And just like a garden hose, that's all rubber. And if you smack this pretty good, anything rubber or plastic, that rod bolt can go through and hit your crank. So I've been doing this, and since I got this, it's working great. And while I'm here, so I don't forget, I put a little bearing assembly lube, and then since these have been washed and cleaned and that, I re-oil the wrist pins. Do that. Yeah, I guess I did that kind of a little early, but that's okay. What's that? I get my ring. Oil control ring. I put my thumb where the seam is, and I make sure I got one of these. And I notice here, these also help keep this up off you, so you ain't wear it right up on your chest. And then I overlap these, so that when I go down over where that seam was, is all captured inside that ring. And then this second ring set has a dot right on the top there. And try not to over expand it. that. And this set of rings, the top one's square cut, no beveled, so there's no up or down to it, because it's the same no matter which way you flip it. Okay. And I take and rotate that. I go about 180. Got the lube on here on the bearing. And then I'm back to using this old band clamp because that's what I'm stuck with since these are 80 over pistons. Make sure your band clamp's even. And then make sure your crank's down, and the nice thing about this is it's long enough, and right here on this one on number 5, the way the crank's made, it's easy to get the rod twisted a little and make a mess out of that. I gotta wipe some of this off my hands. So like I said, I'm always make sure that's level. Arrow's pointed forward. And just like that, you're in. And let's test it. See, right in. Didn't have to mess around with catching the crank on the way down. Yes, it takes a little longer to screw these on and off, but it's well worth it. Putting a little bearing lube, usually have that done. And I give her a couple of rat taps. Draw it up evenly. So, and there you go. And give her a spin to confirm it spins nicely. She does. I'm going to do the number 7 next. So, yeah. Just a second. Had to clean my hands off. Gets a little hard to hold on to things when your hands get really, really greasy. But anyway, that's what like I said, I got a drawer full of the rod boots, but last year I tried getting those these installer tools. And every time I tried to order them, they were out. There was such a demand for them last year. So, I'm glad I had them now, because it's helping a lot with putting stuff in and not having to worry about hitting the crank or damaging the crank. As you'd hate to be at the last piston going in and have your little rod boot or rubber hose either fall off, get cut, and you hit your crank and put a nasty nick in the crank, because at that time you're tearing the whole motor back down to take the crank out to have it fixed. You may be able to get it polished off, or you're going to end up turning the crank or replacing the crank, and then there you're looking at maybe new bearings and everything else. So I mean, I think they were like 30 bucks or so, but I ordered them in the shipping. I ordered them with an order, so it didn't cost me the shipping. So yeah, they're worth it. I enjoy using them. Today, the 80 over is the first one to get to use them because, well, no, nope, let's take that back. That 355 was because I got the one piston in that yesterday and kind of thought that was kind of cool. So anyway, I'll get these other 3 pistons in and get the short block complete. I haven't torqued up the mains or rods yet. I'm just getting assembled, make sure everything rotates, and go from there. So I'll get these last 3 pistons in and show you the short block. Well, all 8 pistons are in. I'm going to do this before I forget it. If you've removed this plug up here, don't forget to put it back in. Happened to me years ago on a motor build, and guess what you got to do to get it in? You get to pull the head back off. And I always put a little Loctite on it. And that's the same with the one right above the rear main cap. Don't forget that one. I almost did that too when I was putting the rear main on earlier. So, but yeah, got all 8 pistons in. Show you guys. They're all in. And there they are. Cylinder walls look really, really good. Let's see if I can do this without laying it on my lap. My knee's starting to hurt. Tooth's starting to hurt because I left my antibiotics at home, and but I got my goal done. I wanted this to be a short block, and I tell you right now, I hate this piece of crap engine stand it's on. So I think we'll put her upside down for the night, and as I gotta torque all the mains, and yeah, I gotta check this. I've been spinning it over, and well, I guess I got a rod to check. I guess it wasn't all the way on. I put it together. See, that's why you got to roll them over and check them. Even somebody that's been doing it a long time still can have goofs. And when I put the rear main on, I put a little silicone there in the corners to make sure it seals. So I guess that's why we're here. I'll do the. Oh, don't fall in the motor, please. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to straighten out that bearing. Get going, Goofy. Let's see. That was a good one. Yeah. That's when it becomes a sign that it's a good time to quit for the night. And that's where we're at. There we go. Come on. Well, that bearing lube is holding on good. Oh, come on. Of course, on camera it's going to fight me. should just walk away for the night. Okay, there's that one. Got that one back in place. Alright. Oh, you ain't even seen what I'm doing. Okay, got that fixed. I wanted this in a short block form because I want to get to the 406 block too, because there's something there to do. But yeah. Anyway, and I'm going to show you what I don't think I showed you guys before. With I mean, that one's marked number 7, and that's the number 3. And I marked these as I took them out. And that one's number 8, and it was number 4. I mean, none of the rods in this 80 over match. I mean, it's just kind of a hodgepodge of parts when they reman this thing. So, I really think this 80 over motor is going to run just fine. Only one way to find out. Yes, I'm thinking of it. Get it covered up for the night. Yep. Now you want to keep your motors as clean as you can as you put them together. So, and the bag also helps catch any oil that drips off or whatever. That means I'm going to have to start cleaning some bolts and that tomorrow, and I got a set of heads right there on the bench, right there under the box there. I guess right there. There's a set of heads I think I want to put on this. There, Mexico. So, how is this motor going to run? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I actually did find another cam that I could put in it, but it's a big cam, and I'm kind of saving that cam for something else. So that might be the next one that's coming home. Or I could even go in that thing too, there, laying there on the floor. Yeah, I got one laying on the floor I haven't even touched yet. Anyway, I guess that's where we're at. 80 overs in a short block form. Oh yeah, I gotta get the oil pan back for this, and I gotta weld the windage tray back in it. It's loose. I took it up to have it acid cleaned, or chemical, or whatever they use up there. It takes the paint and everything off. There ain't nothing left when it's done. So yeah, I'm just gonna put a normal oil pan on this one and put it back together, and we got her all cleaned up. Everything's looking good. It's turning over nice so far. Only one thing left to do is finish putting her together and get it running. So, I'm kind of anxious to see what this one runs like. Like I said, after checking the thickness of the cylinder walls, I don't think this one's going to run hot, because it's got pretty thick cylinder walls compared to some of these other motors in here. Back in '72, they still, if they knew they were going in the trucks, they still made them heavier. Not like nowadays where they've lightened up the blocks and taken all that weight out of them. So, I can hear my voice is starting to go, so I guess it's time for me to get out of here. But I know this isn't an exact how-to on build a motor. We got plenty of others to do that with. So anyway, there's Mama Bear. So you guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and stay blessed.